In what way are you finding your life meaningful?
Oh,
That's
wow.
a question we all have in our life. And that is the reason we need to talk, have dialogue, listen and learn from different people, different culture, to understand self by hearing others. And in the same way, in the Women Dialogues, I try to bring those unique, authentic stories to inspire us, to motivate, and to create a global voice for self and for others. And I'm your host, Shashi, with all of you again, to create more voice for women and by women. And today's our guest, Annika, from the beautiful twin island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. And currently she is living in Orlando, United States. She is a CEO and founder of International Leadership. So let's start by welcoming her and get a deeper level of knowledge by hearing her life journey, experiences and challenges, and so on. So welcome, Anika, to the Women Dialogues.
Thank you so much for having me here. I am very grateful that you invited me into your space to share my journey and to inspire women all over the world. It's truly an honor.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to have you today. So let's start knowing about, as I was talking about, that we'll see how the today, as you are so famous, you are CEO and founder of International Leadership Company. So let's start knowing about your childhood and growing up environment.
Okay. Well, when it comes to my journey, I grew up in business. Yeah, my family has a print business, and it's all I knew since growing up, being inside the business, being around the workers. And my journey started with my major in graphic design because it was my natural next step, thinking my passion and my future was into my family's business. So let's fast forward. After getting my major, I got involved with the business, and I eventually opened my own print and design company. And I did that for some time. And, we all have this burning desire to do something more,
Right.
help, to become more involved. And I wanted to interact with more people and do a lot more meaningful work. I mean, not like what I was doing was meaningful, but it just didn't feel like it was enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and I started to get involved in real estate. And I did that for some time, and it was quite amazing. I met a lot of people. I learned so much. It was a beautiful journey. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember sitting in the office, and we all have these self-talks. And it dawned on me, okay, so I've done this and I've done that, but am I happy? There's
Mm-hmm.
something missing. And we read so many help books, self-help books, and we watch so many videos, and we look for all these inspiration on what's my purpose? What should I be doing? Am I aligned? Have I figured out what I wanted to do?
Yeah.
And I sat in the office. I mean, I was surrounded by some amazing people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that personal fulfillment just wasn't there. So I
Mm.
asked myself the question,
Yeah.
Annika,
Mm.
what do you want to do now?
Mm.
And it really dawned on me, I want to help people, but I want to help people is such a broad statement because I was
Mhm,
helping people. I
mhm,
helped people found homes for their families. I facilitated their life changes. I made the process a graceful one for them. But it needed to get deeper than that.
mhm,
So I opened myself up to the universe because,
mhm.
quite frankly, I didn't know where to start. As I said, I want to help people was a broad statement.
Yeah.
And as you know, when you focus on something, the answers and signs.
Mhm,
So as I opened up to helping people a little more intentionally, I met someone who were in the field of personal and leadership development.
Yeah.
At that time, I was aware of leadership development, but
Mm-hmm.
I got a little deeper into it, a little more exposure into it.
Yeah.
And I told myself, okay, I resonate with this. And I started to do some research because, like everything, you have to have proper training. And I believe in aligning yourself with the best.
Yeah.
And that brought me to the John Maxwell team,
Oh,
an amazing bunch. I love them all.
yeah.
It was truly transformational when I started that journey with the John Maxwell team with my training.
Mm-hmm.
I became an official coach, speaker, trainer in leadership and personal development.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think that was it, no, it took me into my own personal and leadership development.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started this journey, I of course met a lot of people from all over the world. I
Right.
also met people within the industry in Trinidad. And let's just say the journey really got started after my feet got wet.
Mm.
I started attending events and trainings and meetings with other people. And it
Mm-hmm.
was just about personal development and leadership development.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed something
Mm.
that really got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Here are these amazing people that's
Mm.
doing personal and leadership development in companies
Mm-hmm.
and with individuals,
Mm.
but they are lacking in their personal life.
Yeah.
They had no balance, a lot of them. And part of a major challenge for me was aligning with the right people because
Mm.
um, it's a bit competitive if you are in the wrong
Mm-hmm.
path. And when I say the wrong path, that path that consistently gives you resistance,
Mm.
where you find no flow. Because I met, like, there was this particular lady, and she was one of my biggest challenges. She, as a coach and a doctor, she was so unkind to me. And someone else, he was an amazing leadership development coach, but yet his personal life was filled with so much confusion, so much trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking about my life.
Mm.
I got I was starting to experience a gross sense of hypocrisy
Mm.
because here we are empowering and equipping people into the leadership role. And you start looking at your life after you make these observations. Am
Yeah.
I a hypocrite? Is this just a job? Am I just talking? Or am
Yeah.
I aligned? Here we are encouraging people to be authentic, but am
Mm-hmm.
I authentic?
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. So my journey got deeper after experiencing those challenges with other people in the industry and when I started looking within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself, this is not enough.
Yeah.
Learning how to encourage leaders to become more empowered and more effective in the role is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I started researching healing, trauma, and the inner child. And that pushed me into where I'm at now, where I focus on holistic personal and leadership development.
Yeah.
So we start from the inside. I have this, I tell my clients, become from within. So there was
Mm-hmm.
a successful doctor and coach
Mm-hmm.
who, in the open, was so productive and sharing value, but she suffered a lot inside and she
Mm-hmm.
lacked that balance. There was that amazing leadership development coach at big companies, but he
Mm-hmm.
suffered from inside.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come from a holistic point,
Yeah.
you become empowered from within. And as you heal, you can be more authentic.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in my journey with holistic personal and leadership development.
Yeah, that sounds super interesting. And the way you explained about your journey, like how you got those challenges and how you overcome those. But when we are coming on the point of holistic, this development and all, I would like to hear some more about this holistic development. It can be beneficial for self and maybe for our audience and for listeners. So yeah, please uh, tell us more about your holistic approach and all how you bring into your work.
Sure. So my mission in life
Mm-hmm.
is to equip and empower as much people as as I can to become
Mm-hmm.
the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Not becoming the best doctor or the best manager or the best artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an onion, unfolding your layers and finding
Mm-hmm.
your authentic self. Who are you? That
Mm-hmm.
will help you and direct you
Mm-hmm.
into your fulfilling life and purposeful life, right? Um, Holistic really comes from the point of balance, mentally, emotionally, physically. So I encourage you to
Mm-hmm.
have a healthy lifestyle, which includes what you eat and exercise because it's good for the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the mind is an important thing, and how we perceive life,
Mm-hmm.
how we perceive situations,
Mm-hmm.
the choices that we make. Emotionally, if you have unhealed trauma within you, that
Mm-hmm.
affects everything.
Mm-hmm.
That affects everything, the way you look at people, the way you react to situations. And
Mm-hmm.
we always tell people in this industry,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you are filled with so much potential and you must tap into your authentic self and discover your purpose. But how can someone do that if they're unhealed?
Yeah, that's very key point.
Right? What's the difference with you on a paper bag in the wind? How do you know who you are if you
Mm-hmm.
have these limiting beliefs and unhealed trauma? So
Yeah.
therein lies the holistic leadership and personal development,
Mm-hmm.
healing from inside out, because a coach is someone that facilitates your
Mm-hmm.
growth. You
Mm-hmm.
don't come to me for answers. You come to
Right.
me because I ask you the right questions and I
Mm-hmm.
help guide you deeper within yourself to open that chest of wisdom
Yeah.
to rediscover who you are
Mm-hmm.
and the life that you want to live.
Yeah, I think that way you explained about this holistic approach and asking the right question is so important because most of time as human we know all these things but we are never looking forward that what way we can having constructive thought or these life fulfillment related ideas because our way of questioning is not correct. So asking right question is so important. What way you are going to look yourself within when you are, framing those questions and all. So when we are talking about asking right question, usually we know in general people have a lot of doubts, self doubt even, and beliefs about themselves, which stop them to achieve their highest potential. So, is there any particular like technique we use, or what way they can do this self-talk in finding their highest potential? When we are
Now, there
talking
are
about.
many ways of accessing what we call the subconscious realm to see where
Mm-hmm.
the possible limiting beliefs are.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, it's in hypnotherapy where we go into that state where the limiting belief at that age and
Mm-hmm.
reprogram your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also the self work where you can write every day,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to get what's inside out, but it has a lot to do with your homework at your coaching sessions, right?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
when you come to me and we discover, okay, there's a limiting belief, there
Mm-hmm.
are different ways we can reprogram the mind, yes, but you have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes like this. Have
Yeah.
you ever read a self-help book? You were so excited to read it, and when you read it, you
Mm-hmm.
can't remember anything. You go back to your old ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you become aware, which is through your hypnotherapy and your writing and so on, you
Mm-hmm.
consciously make a decision to set
Mm-hmm.
new habits.
Mm.
But it must be intentional and daily until it becomes a part of who you are.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, true. But when we are talking about all these, it sounds a lot of work, and definitely it's inspiring and motivating for many people to work on themselves in the same way, and maybe independently, or maybe finding a right person like you or other to finding their self or true potential for their life. So, any inspiring story or moment do you have in your life where you might encounter with your maybe client or with your own life?
I can only speak for myself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If it's the
No,
client, my client
we will not
spoke
ask,
to
we
you.
will not ask you detail about the clients or name or something, but just where you find maybe the changes, when you feel as a coach, it is, or maybe when you are working as a mentoring people, the biggest satisfaction when you are seeing those changes which they are expecting and you are looking into them.
Okay, so to answer that, I'm going to tell you something that John Maxwell said. He said, you can't take someone somewhere where you've never been.
Hmm.
And as a coach, I am my biggest experiment, and I am constantly working on myself.
Hmm.
So, the most inspirational story I can give you is in a short space of time, how my life changed when I started doing this type of work and
Hmm.
reprogramming my own mind.
Hmm.
You know, I went straight from feeling confused and not so fulfilled to a purpose. It just came to me. So when
Hmm.
you start doing this type of work, whether you are being coach or you are a coach, once you are, that's why I call my business intentional leadership, because this is something that you have to be intentional about. Growth
Yeah.
is constant, but you don't have to change necessarily. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But once you are
Mm-hmm.
intentional and you align yourself with wanting to experience that growth in life, like
Mm-hmm.
myself, I I started to discover things because of my new awareness,
Mm-hmm.
right? With this newfound awareness, I started learning about myself, my
Mm-hmm.
own limiting beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
and I proactively work on it. I mean, today we still have, everyone got challenges that we work on, but
Yeah,
it pushes you to live a conscious life.
definitely.
It pushes you to be conscious in your relationships. When I became intentional about my development,
Yeah.
my relationships changed. And I started setting healthy boundaries with people. I started figuring out where I belong. I
Mm.
started figuring out more about myself. I rediscovered hidden parts of myself that got covered over the years.
Yeah.
So the most inspirational thing is rediscovering yourself and experiencing life from a different point with newfound awareness.
Certainly, I think it's when you are saying rediscovering yourself is always inspiring for self and for others, which you have never experienced. So when we are talking about this rediscovering and re invent, or maybe I can say reprogramming ourself to find our highest level of ourself, what do you think in general uh, is stopping or pulling back from our purpose or mission in general?
What holds us back?
Yeah.
Okay. So I do a lot of work with domestic violence survivors
Mm-hmm.
and women generally.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've noticed is the honesty that we have with ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How honest are you with your thoughts, your
Mm-hmm.
feelings, your decisions?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hold yourself responsible for what happens in your life?
Mm-hmm.
And stepping into your power, which is a big part of my training, is becoming solely responsible for your life. I'm not saying that you have attracted negative things or negative experiences consciously,
Mm-hmm.
but what can stop you is if you don't hold yourself responsible for your thoughts and emotions, because what you focus on, you encourage into your life, your past experience. Again, that goes back to healing trauma.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lens in which you see the world and the decisions that you make. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you recognize that you are sabotaging yourself, which comes with
Mm-hmm.
honesty, you can, with that new awareness, work on yourself. So that's a major thing, the honesty with the new awareness. Are you doing that? Or are you
Mm-hmm.
blaming other people? Are you playing victim? Are you looking for a way out? Are you
Mm-hmm.
empowering yourself to go forward? What are you doing with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And that's my biggest thing with my coaching business. I cannot help you if you don't want to help yourself.
Yeah, this is so true, so true. It's to the point, because that's the beginning of uh, the step. When you are taking about your mentoring, you are trying to think that, okay, I need to rebuild, reprogram, reconnect to myself. So that is definitely very key point which you mentioned. One, until unless it will not work out when you are not working on yourself, as you mentioned. So when we are talking all about this, mm, what any particular message would you like to give to our audience?
Yes. Regardless of where you are in life, whatever industry that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
it's never too late to tap into your authentic self by becoming honest and
Mm-hmm.
aware of your own life and your behaviors and your thoughts and the choices around you, from your partners, your friends, your way of life, your habits, your lifestyle. It's not too late. And if you are the type of woman that's solely focused on your career, without that balance in your life, you're going to crash. If you are that woman that focus on your personal more than your professional life, you're going to crash. Learn to find your balance. It is highly possible. With the help of a coach or a therapist, we can help you find that balance within yourself to help you live and lead a purposeful, fulfilling, and empowered life. You don't have to choose one. Find that balance.
Wonderful, wonderful. Find the balance. I
Yes.
think it includes all the aspects of our life, our problems, or solution in the same platform. And I love that way you explain. It's a really powerful message. Find your balance. Yes, but before finishing, I just would like to ask, why do you feel a platform like this, Women Dialogue, is so much needed?
Awareness. Every woman that you meet in life have a story. And with this platform, different women from different culture and different roles come together and add perspective. And we empower each other to live our best lives possible. Because when you listen to someone else's story, you see new possibilities, you see things from a different way. And I am so happy and proud of you for having this forum and bringing all these amazing women together who has done really great things with their lives and they're still on their journey, but sharing their stories, it can help a lot of people. And I can tell you, my younger self would have been stuck on something like this because I love hearing women and their stories.
Wow, I'm so honored. Thank you once again. Thank you so much, Anika. Uh, it was such a great pleasure for me and on this platform for having you today. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful. I wish we had more time to even interact with people, but this is all we can do for now.
Yeah, maybe we'll come once again for a new episode and something more new interesting to share with our audience. And once again, thank you to all viewers. If you would like to hear more women voice and part of women dialogues, please connect with us. Please share, subscribe, like, and thank you. See you in the next episode. Till then, take care, take good care of yourself, and don't forget to check Anika's work and connect with her. Her details are available in the description below as well. Till then, enjoy. Bye.